Take 3 of episode 32, Trev's Hockey Show. You're on Trev TV. I'm the Trev. You know that. If you're tuning in, if you're watching, it's too sweet. Anyway, isn't it ironic? The same day the Bruins make the Cup final is the same day they announce the last nominee for NHL Awards for 2019. And that is why we're here. Trev's going to try to predict the winners for NHL Awards this year. Now, I know what you're saying, Trev. Your predictions are shit. And you know what? As for the playoffs this year, yeah, my predictions are shit. But if you remember last year, if you watched my predictions and review of those predictions from last year's NHL Awards, I didn't do half bad. I broke even. So I have a funny feeling I'll do better this year. So having said all that, let's get this on the road. As with every year, they've already handed out, well, they haven't handed out, but they have named award winners for regular season stats. So having said all that, let's get into those. Starting with the President's Trophy, which is given to the team with the best overall points record. That's the Tampa Bay Lightning, obviously. The William M. Jennings Award, going to the goaltenders, or goaltender, with the best goals against average. That went to Robin Lehner and Thomas Greiss of the New York Islanders. The Maurice Richard Award, for the guy who scores the most goals. Surprise. Ovi. That's his 8th, if you're counting. The Art Ross Trophy, for a player who scores the most regular season points. That's Nikita Kucherov of Tampa Bay. And the Prince of Wales Trophy, which is the Eastern Conference playoff winners, which they just handed out today. Yeah, they did hand that one out. Went to the Boston Bruins. I'm not going to try and predict a Conn Smythe Trophy winner. If we go by my playoff predictions, I'm predicting, although this won't count towards the official total, that it'll be San Jose. I'm giving myself some leeway to be wrong on that. That's why I'm not predicting it officially. But those are your regular season ones. Let's get to the ones they'll hand out on award day. The Frank J. Selke Trophy, which is given to the best defensive forward. Your nominees are Patrice Bergeron of Boston, Ryan O'Reilly of St. Louis, and Mark Stone of Vegas. Now, you can make an argument for either one of them. But for my prediction, I'm going with Bergeron. He's a consistent nominee every year. And I don't know if they'll be looking at it from a standpoint of, let's see if he can beat Gainey, who has 4, and give Bergeron 5. But if not Bergeron, then definitely Stone. But I'm putting my money on Bergeron. The Norris Trophy, given to best defenseman. Your nominees are Brent Burns from San Jose, Mark Giordano from Calgary, and Victor Hedman from Tampa Bay. I called this one the day the season ended. And I don't even think Giordano was a nominee at the time, but Giordano is who I'm picking to win. And it's not because Burns already has one, and it's not because Hedman already has one. Without Giordano on Calgary's blue line, their regular season record wouldn't be what it is, or what it was. I guess you would call it past tense. But I'm going with Giordano. Calder Trophy, given to Rookie of the Year. Your nominees are Jordan Binnington from St. Louis, Rasmus Dahlin from Buffalo, and Elias Pettersson from Vancouver. I'm not going to be one of those guys that walks with Elias. See what I did there? I'm going with Binnington. St. Louis's success this season has been in a large part to Binnington. I mean, it wasn't obviously the only reason they made the playoffs. He wasn't the only reason they bounced back from last overall in January to a playoff spot. But he's a huge part of it. Huge, huge. But who knows how the voters will vote. They'd be stupid not to vote Binnington. Jack Adams Award, given to the best coach of the year. Your nominees are Craig Berube from St. Louis, John Cooper from Tampa Bay, and Barry Trotz from the Islanders. You could give it to Cooper for the run Tampa Bay had. You can give it to Trotz for what he did for the Islanders and brought them back to a level of respectability. But having said what I said in the Calder talk, I'm going with Berube. He came in as a late hire and, again, was also huge in their turnaround. So you'd be silly not to give it to Berube. Bill Masterton Trophy, which is given to the player who best exemplifies perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. Your nominees are Nick Foligno from Columbus, Robin Lehner from the Islanders, and Joe Thornton from San Jose. Again, arguments can be made for any one of them, but since mental awareness or mental illness is the big hot topic button nowadays, they're going to give it to Lehner. And I guess rightfully so. I mean, he had a terrible season last year, and, with depression, substance abuse, all that stuff, he turned himself around quite nicely and actually managed to be the goalie everybody thought he was going to be in Buffalo, only with the Islanders. So my money's on Lehner. King Clancy Memorial Trophy, which is their humanitarian award given to the player who best exemplifies leadership qualities on and off the ice. Your nominees are Jason Zucker from Minnesota, Henrik Lundqvist from the Rangers, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson from Arizona. I'm not even going to question anything. I'm giving it to Lundqvist. The guy is the Rangers, on and off the ice. And again, good arguments to be made for any of them, but my money's on Lundqvist. Vezina Memorial Trophy, given to the best goalie. Your nominees are Ben Bishop from Dallas, Robin Lehner from the Islanders, and Andrei Vasilevsky from Tampa Bay. I'm surprised Marc-Andre Fleury isn't in the topic on this one. They could give it to Vasilevsky. I mean, the guy played on his head and, injuries aside, managed to keep Tampa where they were. I'm going with Ben Bishop. His numbers are undeniable. And again, for guys who be a big part of a team's success, Bishop was a huge part of Dallas' success. Even when they weren't the playoff team everybody thought they'd become, or the playoff team they did become. But it's Bishop's. Lady Byng Memorial Trophy, given for sportsmanship and gentlemanly conduct while showing a high level of play. Your nominees are Alexander Barkov from Florida, Sean Monahan from Calgary, and Ryan O'Reilly from St. Louis. How do you not give it to Barkov? 96 points and 8 penalty minutes. I'm going with Barkov. Mark Messier Leadership Award, given to the player who best exemplifies great leadership qualities to his team. Your nominees are Mark Giordano from Calgary, Wayne Simmons from Nashville, and Justin Williams from Carolina. Since Carolina was the Cinderella story, was being they aren't anymore, they did lose the conference finals tonight, they're giving it to Williams. Well, Messier is going to give it to Williams. Giordano, yeah, great leader. An amazing leader, actually. Simmons, I think it's more for what he did in Philly before he came to Nashville. But I'm going with Justin Williams. Call it a nice parting gift for when he retires, because I don't think he's going to play next year. But that's my pick. General Manager of the Year. And that's the damn award I was waiting for them to announce the nominees on. Given to the General Manager of the Year. And it's a strange one because they usually only give nominees for 3 of the last 4 teams in the playoffs. Your nominees are Doug Armstrong from St. Louis, Don Sweeney from Boston, and Don Waddell from Carolina. It'd be cool to give Doug Armstrong the award for a second time, but it ain't happening. It's going to Don Waddell. The guy built Carolina from a laughingstock to a legit cup contender like that. I mean, it was bumps and hurdles all along the way, but goddamn, he made a very impressive team. So put your money on Waddell. The Ted Lindsay Award, given to the MVP of the NHL as voted on by members of the NHLPA. Your nominees are Patrick Kane out of Chicago, Nikita Kucherov out of Tampa Bay, and Connor McDavid in Edmonton. I don't want to think this is rigged, and I don't want to think they're just going to give it to McDavid as a sympathy. So I'm going with Kane. The guy played his ass off, even though Chicago didn't make the playoffs. Played his ass off to get Chicago to at least within points of making the playoffs. Watch out for them next year. That's all I'm saying. And finally, the Hart Memorial Trophy, given to the MVP of the league. Your nominees are Sidney Crosby from Pittsburgh, Nikita Kucherov out of Tampa Bay, and Connor McDavid out of Edmonton. How do they not give it to Kucherov? Guy led the league in points almost by a block. I mean, sure, you give it to Crosby. Sure, you could give it to McDavid. But Kucherov put out good numbers this year that haven't been seen in a while. So, it's Kucherov's to get. And that's where I'm putting my money on. So anyway, that was episode 32, Trev's Hockey Show. Sorry about the wait. I wanted to wait to do it properly. And being the General Manager of the Year award is an award, albeit, one they like to announce late. I don't know why. Maybe it's just something to do with teams making the conference finals. Which team has a better position as a cup run? I don't know, but I'm glad I was able to do it properly. Again, even if it is late. But I want to thank you for tuning in. Your viewership always means so much to me. Always has, always will. And I appreciate every one of you taking the time out of your day just to listen to me talk, listen to my thoughts, what I got to say, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, I'm kissing ass, whatever. But I'm not blowing smoke. Those are for guys with vape machines. I don't blow smoke. But you can feel free to like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, just press the like button anyway. It just makes it look good. There's a little red button there that says subscribe. Hit it. Then you'll be able to see every new video I put out when I put it out. You can find Trev TV on Facebook at Trev's TV. You can find Trev TV on Instagram at rockstartrev TV. I got more videos coming. I got a couple that I want to do this weekend. One I have to do this weekend. Not because I have to do it, but timeline-wise, I have to do it. It only makes more sense. I want to do another review video this weekend. We'll see what else I have coming up. But 2 for sure this weekend I'd like to do. But having said that, in the meantime, and in between time, be on the lookout for more videos from the Trev. Later.